moments for a group of African-American military veterans.
You see, wasn't for you, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in.
That's 95-year-old Louis Coffield telling News 12 what the president said to him yesterday on the tarmac at Stewart Air National Guard Base in Newburgh. The president stopped to speak with a group of Buffalo Soldiers organization members before leaving the Hudson Valley yesterday. The president also snapped pictures with Coffield and another World War II vet, Saunders Matthews of Highland Falls.
In my soul and heart, I thank God that I'm here to see that, a black man, a president of the United States.
Well, the original Buffalo Soldiers were African Americans who served in the United States Cavalry in the second half of the 19th century, protecting mostly white settlers.
So I'm here with Mr. Louis Coffield, a Buffalo Soldier, a board member of the Harlem Boys and Girls Club, and member of the Convent Avenue Baptist Church. So Mr. Coffield, you were talking about being in the Army, and I'm wondering what it was like when the war was coming to an end.
I know the war was over. I was guarding the jungles of van. And the guy jumped out of the van and said, "Hey, soldier, the war's over." That's how I got to know the war. Before anybody else, before they even got broadcast, this guy jumped out of his van and said, "War's over. War's over." That's how I know the war was finished at that particular time, you know. But other than that, everything went smooth. We didn't shoot nobody. The Germans did everything right. And the American people, I said, part of that, what we didn't like, they were treating the German better than the blacks. Better than everybody. Please believe me, they were giving them everything they wanted to the blacks.
And so so when you came back stateside, what was that like? You just finished fighting in World War II. You come back. You came back to Harlem.
Yeah. Got me a job.
What were you doing?
I was working in a hat factory, making hats, beginning. Then I got tired of that. Then I got to be a short order cook up state of New York for the summer. Then I came back to New York.
And how did you come to get connected to the church, the Convent Avenue Baptist Church?
I was going with a girl. She was a nurse. And she said, because I wasn't no church person, she said, come. She had an anniversary. She was a nurse. So we have an anniversary at Convent Baptist Church. You know? And I heard this woman sing one song. I liked it so much I came back. So about end of 1959, that's when I joined Convent. 1959, I joined Convent. Yeah, during that time. That part of the Army part then. But like I said, we didn't get no treatments, no understanding, didn't even get a parade when the war was over. They didn't even talk about us. They didn't even talk about us, you know. But like I say, we are giving people. We are giving people. So how bad they might talk about us, but we pay it no mind because we got God in our heart and mind.
And how did you get involved with the Boys and Girls Club?
Reverend Wilson, he picked me, Clara McCullough, and a few others. See, we coming up to the crews and clean up the school. Crews, that's closed. We taking all the desks out and everything. And everything was that was what year was that? Hold on. Must be in the 60s or 70s. I mean, 60s or 70s.
So the school is the school on 145th Street.
Right. We the one to clean up all the mess and everything about that school. At the time.
Well, describe, what was Harlem like when you first first came to New York City?
Harlem was fun. Uh, the all the Hollywood people used to come to Harlem to the Savoy and used to see how we dance, how we clown. And it was a lot of fun. All the bars was full, and we had pretty good jobs, you know, and all. But after that 1937, 38, I started working in a factory again. And by that time, the war broke out.
How did you first find out about the war?
They drafted me. Yeah, they drafted me. And I might have been about 20, 22, 21. I guess I really was. Anyway, I went to the Army, and I was late going to meet the group and everything. Got AWOL for that. But after I met the group, then they took that AWOL off. Then I went to Fort out there out of New York. What do you call that port? Not here. Anyway, we stayed there and got our training and the thing.
So your training began in New York?
Yeah. And the beginning in New York, we was getting $20 a month. And that $20 went to my mother. I take only $5. Then we moved to Devil Island, got our training, then we moved to Alabama. That's when it really started. They give us our uniform, pistols. Another thing I'm going to tell you, I was the MP in the regular army. They picked me right out, beginning. You went to the MP, you have to.
So you didn't have a choice. They told you where you were going.
The whole black soldier, that's what they tell you. If you want to be a sergeant, they tell you when to be a sergeant. So in other words, they picked me to be military police. I went through the training as being a military police. It's just ain't being to put that badge on. I make it short. Read it out there. Make our soldier dress right, with your collar over, things like that. That's what we used to do. That's what we did there in Fort Myers. Then we went to Georgia, Alabama, Alabama. That's when it started firing. And that's when we got our equipment and everything. Then, like I said, the MP was only about 50 of us. We went to the fire run with our arms, and the man gave us one bullet at a time.
So I thought that was an interesting. You had mentioned that to me before, that as you are training on the rifle range, that someone is going down the line handing the African American soldiers one bullet at a time,
Right.
and that was different than.
That was during the 41. During the 41, we are training for that, Because before that, we didn't have no blacks in the army. Didn't have no blacks in the army until the NAACP made it up stress to have blacks in it, because this was our country too. So
Nice. And so, what advice the Boys and Girls Club serves young people? What advice from your experience as an American, as a soldier, as a black man, as a Harlemite, what advice would you give young people in Harlem today?
first I told him, I said, I talk to young people often. I say, first thing, go to school, get an education. I said that then the limit is no problem to you. But you hang on the corner, you ain't gonna be nothing. And I said another thing, treat your mother and father with respect. Yeah. And I said, and go to school. Now, that's all I got to tell you. Go to school and learn what you. And another thing I said, when you go to school or get out of job, find something that you enjoy. I don't care what it is. I said, you enjoy doing what you do, then you're successful. But you draw something just to make money, you're not going to be successful. I said, drawing something that you love to do and want to do, then you will be successful. And that's what I give young people now.
Mr. Coffield, I want to thank you so much for allowing us to spend some time with you. I want to thank you for your service to this country and your service to the Harlem Boys and Girls Club. It's really because of you and those early board members that we are now able to have that building project on 145th Street, the old school building, turned into affordable housing and a new clubhouse for kids in Harlem. So thank you so much.
That's what Wilson said. That's what Wilson said. Our young people, we need to have a place for them to train and do the right thing. And that's how Harlem Boys and Girls Club began. Like I said, he wasn't the owner, he just was part of it. Community just was a founder of it. They're still founders of it, but they have nothing to do with it, running it. It's just the idea that we responsible, that Convent is responsible.
Yeah. Well, couldn't have started it without Convent. That's for sure.
Not Convent. Yeah. And Reverend Wilson was a powerful man. He was a powerful man. He knew everything. In my life, and all my family, I only have family, young people now. People do, but I enjoy my life how God kept me here for all these years. Each part that he let me live to see things that I never thought I'd see again, and that is seeing the new life of new president. Yeah. I never dreamed it before, you know.
And so many people kind of, you know, gave up on the club for many years, right? Because it was so much work getting this project. But you kept supporting the club, the Boys and Girls Club of Harlem, even today. Why?
Because it was young people. I never had no kids. All my family got flops of them, but I myself never had none. So I said that was a good thing in my sight to help them. And every time something came up, and God, I said this before, God works in mysterious ways. I had the money to help a lot of crimes. With rent or something happened or something different. I had the money to do it. I had the money to do it. You mean I had the money because at the time. And they said, where you get the money? I said, because I'm a presser. I made good money. More money than I know how to spend. You know, I didn't know how to spend it. And the church was my outlet. You know, outlet. And like I said, I appreciated that God had put me under his wing to bring me this far. Because I never in my life think I get to be 96 years old.
Well,
never in my life think I'm getting 96 years old.
Mr. Kofi, we are so glad that you are who you are. And again, thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us. And I look forward to continuing to work with you to support the Harlem Boys and Girls Club.
I was thinking the other day, we wait for the Boys and Club. Do we have a scholarship for kids to go to college?
You know, I don't think that we do yet.
I mean, that was it. I was laying in bed. I said, you know, I never heard that we had a college fund for kids. I mean, where I would put it, you go to school, finish bring your bread to the Boys Club, and see how you had did. in school and what the school. But like I say, I don't think we got a boys club.
Well, that you see, even at your age, new ideas keep coming out. That's a great idea. It's something the boys should take up.
I mean, some boys do, and I promise you, people will report it. That you got a scholarship for young kids, young girls and boys to go to college.
Thank you, Mr. Coffield.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now, you ladies got something to ask me?
How come you didn't get married?
You see, I wasn't even going into that stuff because I think Mr. Coffield was having a good time in life. I took that away from it. So
that's why he lived in the United States. Never got married. Women worry to death. See? Living proof.
Yes.